So it is Trait Space, and it is December 17th. I can't believe it is already December, you guys. We have almost completed a full year of Trait Space, and I just feel so blessed to be in this community, be able to share this space with you guys, and yeah, I'm ready to kind of dive into what we're looking forward to within this new year. What we were what we loved about this space over the past year, and kind of what your thoughts are for what you're hoping to see within this space. So yeah, any thoughts that you have so far, Dr. Austin? Or
Well,
what did you expect for what did you have for this year?
well, like you, I'm definitely in awe that we've made it a full year. And I definitely always like to kind of establish the humble beginnings of how this even came about. That conversation, very casual conversation, but it was our beginning and will always be our beginning at the Warriors Convention when you stopped at the table and inquired about a support group. And here we are. Look, because that was in July, so maybe 20 months later, um, but a full year we've done it. We've done it. So it is a support group and it is a safe space and it gets to be whatever we decide it will be. But I was just thinking that um, what if we go live going forward? And what does that look like? I mean, I know we can go live directly from this platform, but if we wanted to go live on like Instagram and Facebook, that we'd have to look into I'm drawing a blank on the StreamYard, I think it is. We would have to utilize a different technology. But maybe to get that casual passerby to jump on with us, because right now it's built so that people have to pre-register, and that pre-registering gets them the calendar invite, the notifications, the reminders. But we post it out a lot so that people can just join when they see it. So that was one of the thoughts that I had about it.
Yeah, I think that that could be a good usage moving forward into the new year. A lot of people are on Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of people are, those are the main two platforms. And I think it is hard for some people to just pre register and join just as, within a Zoom meeting like this. So I think we could do both. I think we could have lives, and we could also still do pre-registering, and see how that kind of, which we are getting more traction.
Okay, okay. Well, then we're recording it, so we will definitely, post this and get the feedback. But Claudette is with us. So, if you want to chime in on what we're talking about regarding going live or not.
Good evening, you all.
Hi.
Yeah, just hearing that, I think it's worth exploring to see if you get more consistent participation because the speakers are great. You bring in some really good speakers, and I don't know if people are watching the video afterwards, but it's not the same as actually being able to ask questions and interact, which you can do when you go live. And then something that popped to my head was using the speakers and your network and stuff to help. They can help advertise when the meeting is coming up, and they might have exponential, like, additional bases,
Audience.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
people that will um they can advertise and market it to. And then it's not just on the two of you all to make sure that the word gets out there.
Yeah, that's a definite good observation, and it's always the the challenge of, are people sometimes I'm biting my nails like, oh, it's part, who's gonna come? Are we gonna have anybody in the room? To answer the question, yes, people do watch the replays, but you're also right that it's not the same as being there live. I can remember the show, or the group night when we had he joined kind of midstream of the call, but when we had Mr. what's his name, Ed, I'm totally drawing a blank on his name, but he's a retired athletic director, I think sports information director in Oklahoma, and he talked about sickle cell trait and the athlete and all of that. And uh, there was a participant that jumped in kind of mid call, and he he was disappointed that he had missed, but he went back and then shared it with his wife, and they both been in touch with me to let me know that they had rewatched it, because um, he talked about the fact that one of the things that I've been saying ever since is, when we, first entered this space, meaning the As One Foundation, sickle cell trait was definitely classified as one of the top, or the top killer of collegiate athletes. And now that's no longer the case. And, he shared that good news. And I've been spreading it, because at least it's something measurable that we can say, has changed. But we still got so far to go, so much farther to go. And all of the concerns all this year that have been raised, like the mental health conversation, was really, really, really um, enlightening. And I think about some of the voices that talked that night often, and just want to, continue to reconnect. And I guess when time is convenient for them, they'll, rejoin us again. But there was a particular voice, I believe she was out of California, and she talked about having sickle cell trait, but really, dealing with some of the challenges of even being believed by her own physicians about her pain. So, yeah, we definitely want to reach more people, but I'm really, really happy about the ones we have reached already.
Yeah, I echo that, Dr. Austin. I think if you I say this to my friends all the time. If you reach one person, you're still making an impact, because that one person might go and tell that person, and then it could be blown up to a bigger proportion. So I think this is just the beginning of something that might even be something that blossoms to something bigger. So I'm really hopeful about what is to come. I'm looking forward to continuing to see what topics we come up with and continue to discuss,
Mm-hmm.
because I've learned a lot just within this year. And that was the point. That was what I was telling you, Dr. Austin, when we first had that initial conversation. That hey, I don't know, so I need to understand a little bit more, because I am now a trait warrior, post transplant. So I think it's been an amazing start to what is continuing to unveil itself, and I'm really grateful and I'm really hopeful for the future of trade space.
Amen.
Yeah, yes. Um, and I've been thinking about like the things that I want to do for next year. Like I haven't started my vision board, but I know that I'm going to do one this year. And I, have like different calendar categories, I mean, that I want to like accomplish, like starting with like fitness, like drinking water, staying
Mm,
hydrated, and making sure that I at least stay active within the day, like not always on the couch, like being a little active because being sedentary can cause more pain, you know? So that's one of my goals. And then looking at, my other goals like school, making sure that I'm staying on top of that because I'm already a year in. So this time next year, I'll be graduating, which I'm really excited about. Uh,
yay!
yeah, yes.
Yay!
Um, so just making sure I'm taking care of myself as it gets closer and things get a little bit more challenging with school. And then starting to apply for jobs and looking at my career goals and what I really want for that. So it's a lot of like exciting things that are to come within the next year or two. Yeah. What
That
about go ahead, Dr.
I
Alderson.
was just gonna just say that is awesome to think about the fact that we're here in December and we've been going on a monthly basis, but you are in school also 1 year in, and all that you are doing, that is definitely a pat yourself on the back and give,
Yes.
pop your collar and all that kind of all that kind of stuff because you know um I remind myself sometimes when the headache is coming or the A word happens in my 53-year-old body, I definitely remind myself about sickle cell pain and what, how things have been described. And I'm just amazed when I look at some warriors that I know and what they're doing, how they just produce. I mean, there's a wonderful doctor here in Houston, Texas. She's a pediatric hematologist, and she definitely discloses that she's also a warrior. And Dr. TT is a
Mm-hmm.
boss. She
She is.
is a boss.
Mm-hmm.
So again, hearkening back to you and the fact that you're in school, this you basically gave birth to this, and still doing it. So just wanted to give you your flowers there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And I knew exactly who you were talking about when you said that, because she is a boss for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are amazing.
What about you, Claudette? What are you looking forward to within the new year?
Right, that's a tough one. At 45 years, like it's constant improvement, hopefully. Um, I don't know. I'm struggling with I was out and about. I had a workshop and some holiday parties and stuff, and then I got the sniffles.
Hmm.
Mm,
And I was like, oh man, would I be able to wear my mask? Now that I'm not young and um not as susceptible to getting sick. And you just think about it's not as weird to walk around wearing a mask now as it was before, but people don't do it that much. So um hopefully I can get better at wearing my mask so I don't
Mm.
not down for the count so often.
mhm,
Um Yeah, that's probably top of mind for me right now that I'm sick.
Mm.
Yeah, I still kind of go through a phase where I'm like, do I need to wear my mask or should I not? Because I was wearing my mask for so long, coming out of the transplant, and then we had COVID, and then I was immune compromised. So like, it feels weird to me to not have a mask, and like people are around me. I'm like, don't get close to me in a way, but I'm like coasting my way into like normal, like it's okay to like not have a mask, and then like upping my vitamins to make sure like I'm okay, like, and getting my flu shot and all of the things that you're supposed to do so that hopefully I don't get sick, and things of that nature. But yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's tough to be social and cautious and protect yourself at the same time. I'm you know, uh, people who are autoimmune compromised, they've been doing this for a while now, and they're probably happy that more people are masking. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, it's tough.
yeah, it can be. Definitely is. But do you have any other goals for the new year?
Hmm. Let me think. Dr.
Also think
Austin,
of
did you go
I
yet?
didn't go yet, but I was gonna just coach you a little bit and ask you to think about what do you think about for the actual trait space, this space,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of ideas or
Goals,
yeah, goals or wishes or big dreams that we can
topics.
put down, yeah, topics, speakers. Um, so if that helps to, take the light off of you personally, but as it relates to this support group, what does 2025 look like for, or what would you like to have it look like
Include.
for us? Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of the going live or some way to get more participation because there's also a lot of learning in that goes on, when people just talk to each other about it.
Yeah.
Um, and the speakers are always amazing. Um, but when you can have that conversation with other folks who might be going through the same thing or have tackled something and been successful or are working on something that may give you an idea, I think that's always um icing on the cake. um so the I can't really think of a specific topic right now. They've all been really good. um as you said, the mental health one, and talking about food and drinking water, staying hydrated. I missed the eye care one. I missed that one. So I'll have to go back and watch that one. Things that, you know, people don't automatically associate as an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's something that we need to look out for. Yeah. So keep
Yeah.
up the good work.
Thank you. I'm going to just
Yes.
read what our calendar was, and we stuck closely to it. January was an introduction, so hopefully before we leave the call tonight, we will decide what our January topic will be. Because that third Tuesday creeps up on you so fast. I mean, it just is
Mm-hmm.
here so fast. But last year, or rather this year, January was the introduction. Genesis told her story, and we really just talked about um, how this thing started. And February, we tackled sickle cell trait and exertion, and we had a guest speaker, Ferran Dozier. March, which is National Kidney Month, we talked about the kidney connection. Miss Ritchie was supposed to be our speaker, but she wasn't able to join us, but she shared her slide presentation, which I did for her. April was National Minority Health Month, but I think we ended up flipping it because we did mental health that time, and then we followed in May with Wumi and um, what is Dima. And they talked about their whole I Believe in Therapy campaign, which is really, really, really good. I know June we talked about World Sickle Cell Day, but it was men's health month, but I don't remember what we did for May. Do you?
May was,
I'm sorry, June.
oh, June?
Yeah, I have men's health or migraine was something we were going to talk about, but also World Sickle Cell Day. I don't have it down here, and I didn't record. I know it was recorded, but I didn't record it on this document.
Uh, I'm looking, I think it was June was, I'm trying to see, was it the
Guess I could just look at
the
yeah.
Facebook or
Did we have Captain Planted on that day to talk about his story? Uh, 'Cause that's just gonna bother me that I don't know.
I have to look at it.
Please.
August, and I don't see June on here.
On
I
the
just
shared document?
no, I was looking on Trait Space. Was it Shay's Day?
No, Shades Day is
Was
September.
September?
Yeah.
I don't see it on there.
Hmm. I have men's health. I kind of think it was Lance, Captain
Mm.
Plantic. I kind of think it was him. And we did a little bit about World Sickle Cell Day. Um, but I will, because I'm looking, I'm not going to find it, but we can come back to it. July was when we did the vision and retinopathy. Uh, August 504 IEP, that was a good one. And then I, um, the newborn screening, I was not present, but your newborn screening person was very well received.
Mm, yes, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Um, October, we talked about ECAST again, and that was when we had the sports information guy from Oklahoma. And then Carson's father came on and talked about him. He was the young 13-year-old white um, high schooler that passed away from sickle cell trait exertion or ECAST. And last month was Caregiver, and we had
Elsa.
Elsa. So you know what? Maybe June was because I know we had Mia. No, Mia was on for one of the months too, but maybe it was September. So I need to go back and revisit. So those were the topics for 2024. I don't think it would be a problem to repeat some topics, but
Mm,
no, like the retinopathy one or
yeah, we could go further deeper into it. We could have a separate talk.
yeah, okay. Um, I mean,
But it's your turn to go
me,
about
oh, my goals.
the
Uh,
yes.
Well, so fitness, fitness is like, it's always one of those for me. Trying to eliminate some of this extra girth in the middle of my body. In particular, my husband and I walk a 5K every single day. Um,
Wow.
so an actual like real life goal, it usually takes us like just about 18 minutes, sometimes, longer. But I really would like to get down to like a 16-minute brisk walk. We're not running yet. I mean, we'll take off and run downhill. So I would like to speed, I'd like to increase speed and get into some resistance training or weight training because it works better, as far as it burns longer if you lift weights or have some resistance as opposed to just some cardio. But we've been
Mhm.
doing 5 days a week since April of this year.
Wow.
And yeah, and we both have lost some weight. Of course, he's lost way more than I have.
Yeah.
But but so that's a vivid, measurable goal that we're taking into the new year, and we walked this morning. We have had some really cold mornings. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so when it rains, we'll go to the gym and walk on what I call the dread mill.
What's
Oh,
wrong with the treadmill?
oh, it's just I don't know. I just and sometimes it's so early in the morning, it's kind of dark, and we walk in a park and I mean, we find other places to walk when we're out of town and other things like that, but our main location is a park. And when it's not dark and I'm not afraid of seeing a fox or a snake or something, you just see stuff, it takes your mind off the distance or whatever. But that treadmill is just, I
You
mean,
can't see anything, it's just right. Yeah.
yes, it's just TV and, and it's not my preference. I mean, a lifetime ago, what seems to be a lifetime ago, I ran 3 half marathons, and
Wow, that's great.
I I would make up. I learned how. First of all, I trained in the street. So how I learned how to run, and I was actually running then.
Mm.
We had our urban run club, and we run on the street. So that's how I learned. So I guess that's the main thing for why I prefer street walking or outdoor
Yeah,
walking.
you're used to it. You're
Yeah,
used to being outside and the scenery.
yeah, yeah. And hearing, whatever, and seeing the sunrise and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
that's where, personally, I definitely would like to get a better handle on the fitness and really see the scale start to move, but definitely increase the speed and get some weight lifting or resistance training going.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Yes, I love that. Um, that made me think of another one of my goals. It's uh, it is within fitness, in health because I haven't been able to work out because of my health. So I'm hoping to be able to get back in the gym and it not exacerbate my health.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that in the new year and being able to get off this what I call steroid weight that I gained
Mm,
because I was on it for about 6 months to a
mm,
year.
mm,
So I gained a lot of weight, unexpected weight and unwanted weight due to being on the steroids. So
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to um, getting getting back to me in a
Mm,
sense.
mm. Hey, it's such an individual, battle. I hate to characterize it as that, but some days that's exactly.
Journey?
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
journey
Lord.
too kind,
Jour-
too nice of a word?
yeah. Journey is a good one. It's
Yeah,
a nice
journey's
word.
definitely it's journey's definitely, you know, a good way to say it too.
Yeah.
I thought of two things while y'all were talking.
Cool.
That's usually when we're talking to trigger stuff, but y'all were talking about retinopathy, and I was looking at how it can also be caused by diabetes, and I was wondering if y'all ever talked about comorbidities, like
Mm.
um you know, we have we might have
Yeah.
yeah, sickle cell that runs in our family, but we also have high blood pressure and diabetes and other things that may
Affect
uh,
our sickle
impact
cell.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, may impact it
Or stroke.
adversely, or we may not know what is causing it because we have those other things
Hmm.
going on too.
I like
Uh,
that.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
so
good
there's
one.
that, and then I follow along with the sickle cell warrior stories. So I know Genesis, you talked about your story, and it's just so new and all of it's just emerging science, but there are, people's experiences and stories behind it. So, it's something I just follow along with our, you know, my brothers and sisters who are suffering from sickle cell,
Hmm.
and just seeing how they're doing and how um, the transition is impacting them, because we
Hmm.
have the science and the doctors and the research and everything, but there are actually people behind that
Hmm.
that are can really tell you how it feels and how it's going, or if it's not going, that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate your thoughts. And I appreciate you following my story. I I hear a lot of people say that, which makes me feels loved. So thank
Hmm.
you. While you were saying that, made me think of another topic. I don't know if it's already on there, but long-term care, because following up with doctors, you usually do that for long term, but like what's like the impact of that, and what are doctors like what are we getting to the root cause of like X, Y, and Z with long term care?
Yeah, like long-term care and advocating for yourself, because doctors don't always follow up. They have hundreds of people on there.
Roster.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And if you don't reach out to them, they're not going to reach out to you. So, yeah.
But that's different actually within the post transplant community. They don't have as many uh what is it, patients. So they're a little bit more, I feel able to reach out, like they're following me for like 5 years. So like they're more, I guess, willing to be that close
Hmm.
knit with you, as opposed to like I just a regular sickle cell doctor who does have so many multiple cases. Does that make if that makes sense? Because you
Yeah.
just went through such a extensive process, they have to be there for you for
Right.
such a
It's
long time.
critical. It's critical care. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
can I
so
clarify? So when you said the warrior stories, like the people behind the experiences, are you talking about post-transplant warriors or just warriors in general, or what? Can you just clarify for me?
Post transplant
Okay.
warriors. Yes. Yep. And have y'all talked about blood clots?
I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And
It
I
kind
had
of,
one when I went through my transplant.
Mm.
Who
Yeah, I
wasn't
had
over
one
it.
in 2017, 2018.
That's a
that's a,
good
yeah,
topic.
we're literally saying that at the same time. That's a good one. That's a good one. And I just wrote before that, when you talked about long-term care is insurance, and I'm talking about like life insurance because
Mm,
there are, there's some good news there. There is definitely a uphill climb, but there are some life insurance products that are available to people with sickle cell and symptomatic sickle cell trait. So
Mm.
just to do an education, about that. And they could, I talked to this one lady who she just has, she's skilled in how to write it up. And
mm,
then I remember attending a Cayenne Wellness presentation, and I believe the presenter was a seasoned, like an elder with sickle cell, but she also is an agent. And if I'm remembering correctly, she really, really advocates for buying the policy at birth
uh,
because it will keep the cost low. And by the time diagnoses or any of that kind of stuff are made, the policy's in place. And she says she's done that for all of her children and grandchildren. So she hands them, and I'm talking about people living with sickle cell,
mm-hmm.
so definitely would like to get some a talk about that. And then I just took down the blood clot. Blood clot came up, but
We never
not as
discussed.
a
Yeah,
main topic. Yeah, that's a good one. A really, really good one.
With the life insurance, or maybe that this one belongs more with the 504 or IEP is how about short-term disability? Um
short term,
Yeah,
mhm.
like
not
if you,
long term.
but short term, like if you have to separate from work for an extended period of time or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, more
okay.
for your job.
Yeah.
Making sure you have short-term disability or some kind of, like when I had my pulmonary
Isn't it?
embolism, I don't think I had short-term disability.
Mm.
But luckily my company was is very flexible.
And Aflac is in the space very actively because
Mm,
that's kind of one of their bigger products is I don't think I don't it functions like short-term disability, but I don't think they call it that. But it's a supplement to insurance, but depending on the diagnosis, depending on what actually happened, Aflac can compensate you every time you go to the doctor. It can compensate you based on the diagnosis. Depending on the different policies you get, you could be compensated for any hospitalization, anything drastic like a car accident versus, and so on. But they are in the space. They've come to quite a few of the things we've done in Houston. So I put it down.
Great, great, yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if you've had a full-time job yet, Genesis, but like even if you get short-term disability, you only get paid like 60% of your check. And so but you still have 100% of your bills to pay.
Hmm.
So like I guess Aflac can serve as a gap, but you have to know that going in
Hmm.
to a job. And unless you're like me, you wait until something happens and then you have to figure it all out on your own. Yeah.
and that's different from FMALA.
FMLA.
FMLA,
And then,
yeah.
oh yeah, we could do you. I'm saying we. Yeah,
We
you could
is
do a
right.
whole
We is
one with
right.
FMLA and STD, short-term disability versus long-term disability versus FMLA. Yeah, because that's a whole another one that's necessary, but um different, a different option.
Got it. Should we almost got the year covered. So as far as topics, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're halfway there.
I was like, nah.
Not really, not really. But and we need to definitely pick one for January so we can work to get that done. And we is right, Miss Claudette. We is right. We
Yes.
we is right.
I got
Or
excited. I was like,
Yeah.
yay.
you should get excited. You're in this with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Good topics.
How do we make this one a topic? So you guys are aware of the Marine who put the guy on the train in New York in a chokehold and was
I
recently
just
Yes.
heard about that.
he was recently acquitted.
Yeah.
Um, the defense tried, very similar to George Floyd, to say that the chokehold is not what killed him, it was his sickle cell trait.
Wait, he has sickle cell trait?
He had sickle cell trait. Just like
I didn't know that.
George Floyd had sickle cell trait, and it came up as the knee on the neck didn't kill him. It was his sickle cell trait. And I'm grossly aware of too many times that this has happened, but so many times the other part of it is it's not sickle cell trait when people say that they have pain or they have whatever. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you can't have it both ways. You can't blame it on sickle cell trait when it's like
Relevant, or do you want it
police
to be
brutality.
fun?
Yeah. So what would be the topic? Like, how do we make that a topic? Because it keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. And I was intentional about not even talking about it during the George Floyd, time because I was like, people
That's
don't.
it.
Yeah.
It's not intentional.
Yep.
That would be the topic. That would be the name.
Mm,
It's not intentional.
mm.
All right, give me some more. What do you mean it's not intentional?
It's not intentional. It's not intentional for the trait or something like that. We had to add the trait. It's not intentional about trying to look for the right adjective. It's not intentional.
Well, I'm getting it down and
Misjustice, misuse, misjustice, misinterpretation,
Intentional. Yeah, I still have the trait. Mm, let's see. Not intentional trait.
so I have it, I got it down and we can definitely revisit.
Intentional, but it is a trait I possess. I don't know if I like that either. It's unintentional, but it's a trait I possess. No. Yeah, I'll keep working on it.
Right, all right. Okay. Who do we need to be looking for a MD for the comorbidities topic? Like who is the speaker, gold speaker for that?
I I'm sure y'all will get very specific questions, maybe,
Yeah,
or
we can discuss further more. I think we would probably get a doctor.
because it's focused on anything that could be
Right. Okay.
or a comorbidity or something that we find, or stick to the common ones like high blood pressure and diabetes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we got 7, 5 more to go, if we can. Comorbidities, the post transplant warrior stories, long-term care, insurance, life insurance, short-term disability, blood clot, pulmonary embolisms, FMLA, short-term versus long-term disability. Is that that's separate from the insurance one, or is that all in one?
Which one? The last one?
Yeah, because so number 4 is insurance, life insurance, short-term disability, AFLAC. And then we have number 6, which is FMLA, short-term versus long-term. Is that the same thing?
Yes.
So then we have
Typically, you'd have to find like an insurance provider who also deals with um, the um, um, job offerings, what is available at your job.
mm, so is this like a part 1,
Benefits.
part 2, or is like the human resources of all of this a separate topic that's like a continuation of this, or what?
I think it would depend on who you find to speak. Like if they're someone who is knowledgeable about workplace benefits and also life insurance. Um, but if there's someone who only deals in life insurance and then someone else who only deals in
Mm-hmm.
workplace benefits, then that would be two separate.
Okay. Well, I
So
got it.
Claudette,
Huh?
Claudette,
Mm-hmm.
are
Yes, ma'am.
you going anywhere for Christmas?
I am not. Most of my family's here in Atlanta. I moved here for school 20 something, 30. Oh no, it's almost 30 years ago. And then my mom moved here, my brother's here. Some of my mom's nephews moved here. We're all here now. So no. How about
Okay.
you?
No, we traveled for Thanksgiving. We went to Atlanta actually. Um, my family from DC came to Atlanta, so we were all there. And then we spent a few days, came back home, and we're gonna be staying here for Christmas. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you again, Claudette?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What about
Well,
you, Dr. Austin?
so you guys, I think you know I live in Atlanta. I live in Jonesboro.
I for some reason I thought you were in Texas.
I work in Texas. I was literally in Houston last weekend and the weekend prior to that. And then again in November. I'm usually in Texas, at least once a month, sometimes once every other month. But I've been telecommuting to Texas since 2010.
Oh, so yeah, you're right here.
Yep, I'm right here.
I'm in
Uh,
Austell. I'm in
okay,
Austell,
so you're
Texas.
you're up north. You're up north. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
south. I'm south of the airport. So for Christmas, we move so much. We literally move every weekend of football season. So we say we are not doing anything for Christmas. That's what we're saying. Nobody's coming here and we're going nowhere. That's what we're doing. And I'm looking forward to it. Just having a quiet, you know, nobody disrespecting my kitchen. With thousands of
Right.
dishes to wash, but we haven't finalized everything. But our parents are in Florida, so as they age, we have to be more attentive and stuff. So But when you asked that question, Genesis, it made me think about traveling with sickle cell trait. Um,
Mhm.
is that a separate topic, or should that be, because that's gonna definitely, blood clotting
That's
is
a
definitely gonna,
separate
it's a
topic.
separate, okay, so then we're on month number 8. We have 4 more months to fill. And have we come upon a topic that we want to pursue for January?
Um,
Or New Year,
well,
or you know what about New Year's resolutions, fitness, or is that what we're doing now, or what?
I think that was what we're supposed to be doing now.
But I mean, January is really like New Year's resolutions, and we can revisit like fitness and hydration and
What do you think, Claudette?
Um, I'm thinking the wheels are turning.
the wheels are turning.
Um, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna look at the calendar. I know there's something going on in January that we could hone in on. Where's that calendar that we have?
We didn't have a health associated with it. Um, we know Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday is in January. I believe it's some type of African black.
There's cervical cancer, Kwanzaa, healthy weight month, and that is it. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, and MLK Day.
Feel like I just saw that um it was also National Mentoring Month, Glaucoma Awareness Month, World Freedom Day. That's what it was. World Freedom Day is celebrated on January 23rd. But well, so what do we what
What does that mean? Freedom Day.
let me Google it. I know I heard that on the radio, but and Houston's doing something, but I don't know. World Freedom Day is memorial celebrated on the 23rd. Oh, it's celebrated in Taiwan and South Korea.
Oh.
How
Oh,
about
it
oh,
was established by President George Bush in 2001. The federal observance commemorates the fall of the Berlin Wall and subsequent end of communist rule in Central and Eastern Europe. So,
Hmm.
but I heard it on a black radio station in Houston, so I guess,
and it's celebrated in Taiwan and Korea?
that's one reference, but the one maybe oh no, it's National Freedom Day. That's what it is, which is February 1st. That's the one. Well,
How about if it's beginning of the year, we could talk about um sickle cell beginnings. Like I'm a science nerd and I go down the rabbit hole about how sickle cell was developed, um, is like evolutionary protection against malaria, um, that type of thing.
I like it. What do you think, Genesis?
So like beginning of the year,
Understand.
so the beginnings of sickle cell, how it came about.
Oh, okay. I like that. I could
Yeah.
see
So
a whole little PowerPoint that I
Hmm.
could explain.
Okay, 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 Genesis. We
Yeah,
got
that's
our
an option.
topic and we got our speaker.
So you've already done the research and put together a PowerPoint for that?
No, but I could.
Okay.
Unless, yeah, I could. I mean, I'm not in school, and I always like research, so.
Yeah, I got the beginning of sickle cell history, etiology, evolutionary protection from malaria, for example. And that would be
I cannot find our little document.
Tuesday, January 21st.
Tuesday, January 1st.
21st.
Oh, I was like, what? Okay. That sounds good. Can you resend me the document once you're done?
I'm going into it now. It's a golden glint. Do you want to just resend it there?
Yes, please.
Okay.
With the notes you added, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. It is 7:30. I can't believe this is the
Wow.
last one. Oh my gosh. The last one for this year. Um, I truly enjoy the time that we had this year, the space that we have created and how it's going to continue to grow. Claudette, thank you for your knowledge, your time. Thank you for just being here. We truly love your energy, and we love having you. Um, Continue to just be you, and we're wishing you a great Christmas, okay, with your family. Dr. Austin, I will continue to talk with you and I'm wishing you a good Christmas as well. And both of you, happy holidays with the new year. Um, as I close out, are there any other remarks from you guys?
Thank you. I'm so glad I found this group, and happy holidays and happy new year to you all too.
That
All
is
right.
definitely my sentiment. Thank you. I appreciate being, I guess, the vessel for leading the organization. That's the vessel. And Genesis, you spoke directly to me when you say if it's just one, you're still making a difference. The impact is still the impact. So I'll go with that and let that take me into the new year.
Yes. Yes. I truly believe that. All right. Well, I will see you guys next year, and I will
Yep.
speak to you then. All
Happy
See you
New
right.
next
Year.
year.
Happy New Year.
All
All
Thank
right.
righty.
you.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night. Good night.